you have any stories about I don't know, hiding or traveling around?
Yeah, they kind of evacuate, you know. Like my parents, we were all in Manila, and I don't know, for whatever reason, I got stuck behind in Manila. But my parents and all my brothers, they were able to escape and were able to go home to the provinces, because the provinces have more vegetation, more mountainous, you know. They could hide. There's a lot of hiding place in the mountains, you know. But in Manila, not too much. So I got stuck there, and the roads were being blocked. There's no way for me and my other relatives to escape, you know. When the American came back, and there was a street fighting to retake Manila from the Japanese, and it's a house to house, block fighting, and the Japanese on their way out, and maybe they sensed being defeated. Though what they did was they lined up all the bridges with dynamite, and they started burning houses, you know, to slow down the Americans. But somehow, one night, all of a sudden, everything went black. I think maybe a bomb or something hit us, and we were knocked out for some time. When I woke up, I owe my life to my uncle, because my uncle was dead and he was covering me. Then my niece to my left was dying. My auntie and my cousin was badly wounded, you know, and the rest of the people that were with us were dead, you know. And I think that was the crossfire that got us. But I tried to get up, and when I tried to get up, I fell down because I didn't realize I was wounded, and I got so many shrapnel wounds in my leg, my left leg, and my left knee was almost all torn up. And it's good that the American medics was passing by, and they took us to the emergency camp that they have, and that's how they saved our lives. But before that happened, like I said, the Japanese burned down all our buildings that we owned and our houses.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 10.
Were you able to keep any of your possessions that you had during or before the war?
No, in fact, everything burned down except for my uncle and aunt, where they were able to save some jewelries, monies. I didn't know that they made up a safe underground, and they kept all the valuables, you know. And after they burned their house down and everything else, they came back. They have money, because all you have to do is dig out the thing from the rubbles, and they have something to spend, to buy food and other things that they need, you know, to survive.
Well, Lola, do you have any stories?
We heard the people, Japanese saying or shouting, Japanese are coming, Japanese come, so we have to just grab anything and then run. Yeah, we have to hide in the field. We ran out of the house, go to the field where there's a lot of
Vegetation.
vegetation.
There's something that you guys might want to know, and you know, during the time, you know, to show you how fanatic these Japanese troops are and loyal they are to their country. When the Americans were coming to slow down the Americans, they start blowing bridges, you know. They line up underneath the bridge, they put all kinds of dynamites, and they posted guards, Japanese guards. When they blow this thing up, these bridges, those guards never left the bridges. They stood there at attention, just like the guarding something very important, and get blown up at the same time too, with the bridge. Yeah, that's how they were.
Did you have any personal interactions with Japanese soldiers?
In the war?
Yeah, during the war.
We did because this Japanese came to us. This Japanese officer now young officer, because he was studying in the United States when he got drafted by the Imperial Japanese Army, and he didn't want to go to war. So he comes to us, at night when no other Japanese could see him, and he spoke very fluent English. And but what happened? They found out that he was used to come to us, and so they did. The authorities, their own Japanese senior officers, put him to death. They kill him. One time, the river just turned red, because at the time the Japanese were very famous in gathering all the population, And then what they do, all the adult men, which they think could turn into a very eventual dangerous enemy, they just chop their head off in the river, see? And that's what they say the river turned red, because there were lots of head that rolled, during that time, see? Not only in the Philippines, but in China, it happened a lot. Same in Korea.
Also, did you see Americans when you were little during the war also?
In fact, I've seen the biggest of them all, General Douglas MacArthur. Because when I was small, we have this Malacanang, they call it the palace, where the president residential place. And my dad used to work in that place as a government employee. And I always used to wear my best, because I am in the palace ground, and I used to go around and even visit with General Douglas MacArthur's yacht and everything else there. We call it the Malacanang Palace. That's the house of the president in the Philippines.
Is that equivalent to the White House?
The White House, it's like the White House. And right from our place, there's a big soccer field, and from time to time, even their own soldiers from the Imperial Army, if they commit any kind of infraction, so they get punished, and they all tie down under the sun, on their knees. They stay there all day, and once in a while, maybe a sergeant or an officer will come by and give a few slaps in the face, just to make sure they know that they're still there watching them. And this is how they treat their own people. Imagine how they treat the local population. It's even worse,
Well, what was your typical day like?
I think what we did was live from day to day. Day to day. We don't know what's going to come up the next day. We just we were hoping that things will get for the better.
Where did you go after the war, or how were your lives afterwards?
Afterwards, we came back and tried to rebuild. Means we make makeshift houses and try to live normal lives again. I wish we were even older, so we could have think more or remember more what really transpired. But what we tell you is what we experienced firsthand. Thank you for the interview. You guys, good luck, and hopefully you get good grades for this.
Thank you.
Thank you.